Dust blows hard on a low back road, engine crying under a heavy load. Radio whispers a broken tune, half past midnight beneath cold moon. Pocket full of debts and gasoline, small town ghosts know where I've been. Your red lipstick still stains my glass like a burned out dream that never passed. I keep driving through the dark with your name carved in my heart. It's a midnight whiskey run, chasing shadows, loaded gun, burning tires, fading lights, trying to outrun lonely nights. Every mile cuts like a knife. This highway stole my better life, but I still hear your voice somehow in the smoke I'm breathing now. Stop downtown by a neon sign. Bartender said, boy, you look half dead inside. I drank cheap bourbon straight from the fire, trying to drown old memories, and as I saw silhouette by the jukebox glow, dancing slow like years ago. But when I reached through cigarette haze, only empty air inside that place. Now the night keeps pulling me like chains I can't break free. It's a midnight whiskey run, chasing shadows, loaded gun, burning tires, fading lights, trying to outrun the lonely nights. Every mile cuts like a knife. This highway stole my better life, but I still hear your voice somehow in the smoke I'm breathing now. Rain came down on the windshield cracks, no road signs pointing back. I laughed hard just to hide the pain while thunder rolled across the plain. Then your old letter hit the floor, words I never read before. You can run till your wheels give out, but love ain't something you drink down. So this midnight whiskey run, ain't about the things I've done. It's about a man too blind to see what he lost chasing misery. Now the sunrise kills the night, and the road finally feels alright. I pull over as the morning comes, ending my midnight whiskey run. There's a rusted Cadillac behind my house, chrome worn thin like a broken valve. Been sitting still since '79, covered in dust and lost old time. My old man drove that long black beat, white smoke rolling down every street. Radio loud with the windows cracked. Lord, he swore he'd never look back. But dreams get old and engines engines die just like promises people hide. These are rusted Cadillac blues. Got holes worn through my shoes. Every mile left scars behind on highways buried deep in time. That old V8 still calls my name like ghosts dancing through the rain. And every night I drink alone with the rusted Cadillac blues at home. Mama cried by the kitchen sink. Daddy disappeared for weeks, I think, chasing cards and motel lights somewhere deep in endless nights. Then one cold fall the sheriff came, said your father won't be back again. Just a wreck near the county line, twisted steel beneath moonshine. Since then I hear the engine roar through every crack in my front door. These rusted Cadillac blues got holes worn through my shoes. Every mile left scars behind on highways buried deep in time. That old V8 still calls my name like ghosts dancing through the rain. And every night I drink alone with the rusted Cadillac blues at home. Last night I turned that old key slow, heard the tide motor cough and groan, like my father speaking from the grave. Son, don't let this road make you the same. The headlights flickered pale and weak, like dying stars above the street. And for a second through the smoke, I saw the man I barely knew. Now these rusted Cadillac blues ain't just old forgotten tunes. They're blood and dust and memories still haunting every part of me. So I drove into the breaking dawn with his old leather jacket on, and somewhere past those county lines I left the rust but kept the blues behind. Night and night down in Abilene, pickup trucks and gasoline, neon buzzing at the county bar, young boys smoking behind old cars. Johnny Ray had slick black hair, blue suede shoes and a rebel stare. Every girl would lose her mind, every preacher warned that boy ain't right. Dance all night by the jukebox glow, drink cheap right till the rooster crow. Laugh too loud, drive too fast, like you thought youth was built to last. Old men said, son, slow your pace, pride was written on his face. There's a devil in blue suede shoes, teaching fools they can't lose. Fast cash, pretty girls, midnight lies, burning through the borrowed lies. You can run wild while you're young, shoot whiskey straight from a bottle's tongue. But every road ends hard someday, and the devil always gets his pay. Saturday came with Texas heat, dust rolling heavy down Main Street. Johnny raced down Highway 10 with a girl named June and a bottle of gin. Sheriff lights came flashing red, Johnny laughed and drove instead. Said, ain't no law gonna chain me down, this tire scream scream through the edge of town. But freedom ain't what drunk boys think. It ain't girls, speed, smoke, or drinks. A man ain't tough 'cause he breaks the rules. Most times he's just another fool. And every sin looks sharp and cool till life collects what's overdue. There's a devil in blue suede shoes, teaching fools they can't lose. Fast cash, pretty girls, midnight lies, burning through their borrowed lives. You can run wild while you're young, shoot whiskey straight from the bottle's tongue. But every road is hard someday, and the devil always gets his pay. Rain fell hard near the county line, blacks in chrome beneath roadside signs. June survived, but Johnny didn't. Just 19 with a life unfinished. Now old folks still tell that tale of diners where the coffee's stale. They say a man can chase cheap thrills, but bad decisions always kill. Yeah, the devil in blue suede shoes still walks bars, playing young men fools, selling freedom wrapped in sin, then leaving scars beneath their skin. So listen close when elders speak. Life gets rough and pride gets weak, 'cause cool burns fast and truth cuts deep, and reckless souls don't rest in peace. Summer heat in Arkansas, truck tires humming on Route 4. Tide sign flickered red and blue, vacancy shining through the dark like truth. Neon hot motel stood worn and thin, paint peeling off from years of sin. Travelers came with dust on boots, salesmen, drifters, and lonely youths. freezing rain. Billy stopped singing after the pain. Got to work pumping Texaco gas, watching shiny dreams drive past. One late night Lorraine found his old guitar laid on the ground beside a note that simply read, "Some dreams are prettier in your head." Now the neon heart motel still survives beside that hill, though the jukebox barely plays and the sign grows dimmer every day. Truckers stop and old men stare like ghosts are still living there, and every highway story rolls through the neon heart motel.
Team 57 west of Tennessee, Saturday crowd at Riley's Bar and Grill. Factory men in wrinkled shirts, farm boys covered up in dirt. Smoke hung thick beneath the lights, cold beer bottles and Friday nights. Girls in dresses spun around while Johnny Cash played loud and proud. In the corner by the old back door, skinny kid sat on a wooden floor, cheap guitar across his knees, burning Luckies in the midnight breeze. He played for tips and gasoline and dreams too big for a small town scene. 6 strings and cigarettes, that's all that boy had left. One hand chasing melody, one hand feeding misery. Every song he sang was true about hard times and worn out shoes. Life ain't gold, life ain't fair, just 6 strings and cigarettes. Name was Eddie, barely 21, worked day shifts loading lumber trucks. Fingers cracked and shoulders sore, still he played every night for more. Mama begged him find steady pay, Daddy said, boy, guitars don't pay. But Eddie heard something in his soul, every chord made the broken hole. Then one night through the neon haze, a record man watched him play. Slick black suit and Cadillac grin, promised fame and easy win. The old bartenders know the game, big city lights and hollow names. 6 strings and cigarettes, that's all that boy had left. One hand chasing melodies, one hand feeding misery. Every song he sang was true about hard times and worn out shoes. Life ain't gold, life ain't fair, just 6 strings and Memphis town. Thought he'd wear the country crown, but music rose in whiskey bars, chewed up boys chasing stars. 2 years later he came back home, older eyes and skin like stone, still carrying that beat up case, still smoke drifting from his face. He said fame's just another lie, sold to boys too young to know why. The rich men eat while dreamers sweat, till all you own is debt and regret. Now it's sex, strings, and cigarettes, songs folks won't forget. He never made the radio, but every local soul still knows. Some men die with empty hands, some men break but still keep standing, and truth sounds best somewhere between six strings and cigarettes. Down in Louisiana in 1953, freight trains rolling past Sacris trees. Saturday night at the depot bar, workers drinking from mason jars. Big Joe Carter wore a greasy cap, steel-toe boots and a worn-out back. Worked the rail yard 10 hours straight, still couldn't keep food upon the plate. Every payday disappeared too fast, rent due first, then gasoline and tab. But when the jukebox dropped that sound, Joe forgot the world spinning him down. He'd stomp his feet and clap his hands, trying to outrun life's demand. Here comes the bad luck boogie train, rolling hard through wind and rain, taking jobs, taking love, taking sleep, leaving tired souls 6 feet deep. Blow that whistle long and low, everybody's got somewhere to go, but hard times ride every man the same. On the bad luck boogie train. Joe met Rosie at a dance downtown, red dress swinging while the band played loud. She laughed like summer after drought, made poor men forget what pain's about. For a while life turned sweet and slow, Sunday picnics by the radio. The luck turns cold without warning signs, like storm clouds crawling across the line. One late shift near the switching tracks, Joe slipped hard and hurt his back. Boss man said, can't use you lame. Just like that, no work, no name. That's how the working poor survive, one bad week from losing life. Here comes the bad luck boogie train, rolling hard through wind and rain, taking jobs, taking love, taking sleep, leaving tired souls 6 feet deep. Blow that whistle long and low, everybody's got somewhere to go, but hard times ride every man the same. On the bad luck boogie train. Cried by the kitchen stove, bills stacked high and cupboard low. Joe smoked Chesterfields in the dark, listening to freight wheels through the yard. Then an old blind bluesman said, son, life breaks every man he can, but don't let bitterness drive your hand, or you'll die before your body ends. Now the bad luck boogie train still rolls through every town the same.
Young men chasing overtime pay, old men watching youth decay. But Joe still dances when he can, with Rosie's fingers in his hands, 'cause even poor hearts find small flame on a bad luck boogie train.
Route 9 was burning dry, summer heat and endless sky. 1956, late July, Tommy watched the trucks roll by. Mama worked at Miller's Diner, pouring coffee for old timers, while his father chased freight trains west, looking hard for better checks. Every month a postcard came, different town and different name. Son, I'll be home before long, but years kept proving that wrong. Some men leave to feed the house, some just lose their way, some home. There's dust on Route 9 tonight, covering old tire lines, and every mile between us grows like a wound nobody knows. I still hear your engine cry, fading underneath the sky. Lord, time steals more than money can, from a boy who needs his old man. Tommy learned to shave at 15, fixed old Chevys behind the station, watched other fathers teach their sons how to throw, fight, work, and hunt. Friday nights by the football field, he'd stand alone beneath the bleachers, hoping a one long black Cadillac might finally bring his daddy back. Then one cold day in '61, a stranger stepped off the Greyhound bus, older eyes and shaking hands, holding worn out workman's pants. Tommy knew him right away, though age had carved his father's face. The silence hit harder than fists, two grown men too hurt to speak. Sometimes love don't disappear, it just hides beneath the years. There's dust on Route 9 tonight, covering old tire lines, and every mile between us grows like a wound nobody knows. I still hear your engine cry, fading underneath the sky. Lord, time steals more than money can, from a boy who needs his old man. They drove out past the county farms, no radio, no spoken words. Then Daddy said, "We're tired eyes, son, I thought leaving would save our lives. But every dollar that I made couldn't buy back birthdays missed away. And a man can work himself half dead, still fail the people he loves best." Tommy stepped through the windshield rain, both of them dead in old pain, 'cause boys grow tall while fathers roam, and some roads don't lead back home. Danny put the night in a rundown flat, Southside Memphis near the railroad tracks. Little Danny slept beside the hall, listening to old blues through the wall. His daddy Earl played every light, smoke-filled bars beneath neon lights, sunburst guitar and a crooked grin, trying hard to make something of him. But dreams don't pay the grocery man, and music rarely feeds the family's hands. Mama cried while the bill stacked high. Daddy kept saying, one more try. Every house is breaking points where love gets buried under noise. Honey, don't burn my records tonight. They're the only proof I had alive. Every scratch and every song carries where my soul belongs. I know I failed more than I won, and I disappeared while raising our son. But before you throw my past away, let the music have one more day. One November, Daddy packed his case, kissed young Danny on the face, said I'll send money when I can, then vanished with the touring band. Years rolled hard like Tennessee rain. Danny grew up carrying the pain, worked the garage on Beale Street Road while resentment settled in his bones. Mama stopped talking about Earl, called him another selfish world. Still every night through the static air, Danny heard his father somewhere. Old jukebox records spinning slow, songs about places he'd never know. And deep inside, despite the scars, he heard loneliness between the bars. Boy can hate his father's name and still secretly grow the same. Honey, don't burn my records tonight. They're the only proof I had alive. Every scratch and every song carries where my soul belongs. I know I failed more than I won, and I disappeared while raising our son. But before you throw my past away, let the music have one more day. Late spring rain, Danny heard Earl was back again. Found him playing in a corner bar, rolled her eyes beneath the faded star. Hands still shaking on the strings, voice half broken when he'd sing. Between songs, Earl quietly said, music gave me dreams but took my years. Then he looked down at his glass and spoke, a man can chase applause so long he misses hearing his own son grow. So honey, don't burn my records now. Time already did enough somehow. Every crackle, every tune still carries ghosts around this room.
Danny sat beside his old man late, two strangers bound by blood and fate. And somewhere through those tired old songs, they found the years that had been gone.
I lived 54 in a dusty little town, West Texas wind blowing tumbleweeds around. Main Street diner with a coffee burned black, old men talking baseball and Cadillac. Jenny worked the counter every night, hair tied up in apron pulled tight, saving tips inside a coffee tin, dreaming someday life would finally begin. Every evening near 10:30, a boy named Charlie wandered in, leather jacket, grease-stained hands, fixing radios with his old man. He spoke soft, but his eyes burned bright like somebody chasing a different light. She was my broken radio baby, static heart driving me crazy. Every song came cracked and low like love through wires that barely flowed. We danced slow, big neon lights, while Elvis played through the summer nights. But young hearts fade like cheap cafe signs. My broken radio baby left me behind. Charlie saved for a Chevrolet, said California was calling his name. Wanted fast roads, music, fame, anything but this small town case. Jenny begged him, don't go west, dreams out there eat boys alive. But 19-year-olds don't hear truth when pride and hunger fill their youth. One July night beneath the stars, Charlie tuned the diner radio hard. Static cleared for a moment's time, and Johnny Cash came pouring through the lines. Diddy smiled and held his hand like maybe love could make him stay. But restless souls ain't easy tied, some hearts are born to leave behind. And freedom sounds real sweet at first, till loneliness slowly gets worse. She was my broken radio baby, static heart driving me crazy. Every song came cracked and low like love through wires that barely flowed. We danced slow, big neon lights, while Elvis played through the summer nights. But young hearts fade like cheap cafe signs. My broken radio baby left me behind. When I came by 55, Charlie never wrote one line. Rumors said he drifted south, playing guitar in roadside bars. Jenny married a factory man, raised 2 kids and settled down. Still some nights when the air turns cold, she hears old songs through the radio. And somewhere buried deep inside lies the girl she used to hide, the one who almost chased the coast before life turned her into a ghost. Yeah, my broken radio baby still echoes through the static lately. Every memory fades but stays like worn out records from better days. Now the diner's long torn down and weeds have swallowed half the town. But if you listen late at night, you can still hear young hearts breaking through the wires. "1962 on the edge of town. Rain kept falling while the sun went down. Little Tommy wore his father's coat
3 sizes big and stitched at the throat. Folks stood quiet by the churchyard gate, watching men lower down the grave. His daddy died at the factory line, crushed by steel before quitting time. Mama cried with trembling hands, bills already stacked like sand, and Tommy knew before that night childhood disappeared for life. Some boys learn from books at school, some learn pain too young and cruel. Now the graveyard jukebox plays sad old songs till break of day. Every record sounds like goodbye. Every note keeps his father alive. He sweeps floors and works the docks, while other kids still throwing rocks. Lord, the world grows cold and rough when a boy's forced to grow up tough. Tommy quit school at 17, worked double shifts at the gasoline, grease-stained hands and aching bones, trying hard to keep the lights at home. Friday nights through diner glass, he'd watch young couples laugh and dance, while he counted every dime like an old man trapped before his time. At Murphy's Bar down River Street, a broken jukebox played old country beats, Hank Williams crying through the haze like sorrow trapped inside a cage. Old drunks there all knew his name, said life's a fire without a flame. One man whispered through cigarette smoke, some grief will drown you if you let it choke. But nobody teaches boys to cry, so most just bury pain inside. Now the graveyard jukebox plays sad old songs till break of day. Every record sounds like goodbye. Every note keeps his father alive. He sweeps floors and works the docks, while other kids still throwing rocks. Lord, the world grows cold and rough when a boy's forced to grow up tough. One late night near closing time, Tommy heard his daddy's favorite line coming soft through the crackling sound, keep your feet firm on the ground. Then he saw his tired old face inside the smoke and neon haze. Not a ghost, just memory sting, still alive in the songs they'd sing. Tommy finally broke down hard, crying alone beside the bar, 'cause strong men ain't made from stone, they're just boys learn to stand alone. Still the graveyard jukebox plays for the lost soul's life betrayed, for every son left far too soon, standing silent beneath cold moons. And somewhere through the static noise still lives that frightened little boy, trying to make peace somehow with the man he still needs now. Says it on the south side tracks, cold wind cutting through the cracks. Jimmy wore his brother's boots and a black leather jacket torn at the sleeve.
Mama worked the midnight shift, pouring drinks till dawn would hit. Ever since his old man left, Jimmy learned to live with less. School got traded for factory smoke, heavy steel and tired jokes. Been twice his age, drank pain away, while Jimmy worked for half the pay. Some boys dream beneath porch lights, some fight just to survive the night. This leather jacket serenade ain't no song for hearts unchanged. It's for boys growing old too fast, trying hard to outlive the past. With grease-stained hands and tired eyes, learning truth behind the lies. Life don't care how young you are, it'll leave its scars where scars belong. Friday nights by Murphy's bar, kids his age chase girls in cars. Jimmy sat beside the rail, smoking cheap cigarettes alone. An old jukebox played Elvis tunes while neon lights lit up the room. One old trucker said, "Listen, son, this world breaks nearly everyone." Jimmy laughed like he understood, though deep inside he still felt lost. 'Cause nobody teaches broken boys how to carry man-sized noise. Every paycheck disappeared, rent a letter sheet through the year. Mama smiled through all the stress, but he saw fear behind her breath. A child disappears little by little when survival becomes official. This leather jacket serenade ain't no song for hearts unchanged. It's for boys growing old too fast, trying hard to outlive the past. With grease-stained hands and tired eyes, learning truth behind the lies. Life don't care how young you are, it'll leave its scars where scars belong. One late night beneath the rain, Jimmy stood beside a freight train, thinking about the man he'd become and the boy he used to be once. Then he heard his mama say, "Being strong ain't hiding pain. Real men cry and still stand tall. That's the hardest fight of all." So he pulled that jacket tight, walked back home through neon lights. Not healed, not saved, not free from hurt, just another soul learning worth. Now the leather jacket serenade still echoes through the years, unchanged for every boy. Life pushed too far beneath factory smoke and barroom stars, and somewhere underneath the scars still beats the heart of who they are. It's growing tough, ain't growing cold, it's carrying pain without losing
1, 2, pour another glass. Bartender.
On a P58, somewhere in Tennessee, rain hit hard on the Motel street. Neon sign buzzed through the dark like dying fireflies and broken hearts. Then he rolled in with a worn-out case, dust from highways on his face. Played guitar for tips and beer, just another drifter passing through the year. The bar smelled like smoke and old bread, coffee stains and unpaid bread, truckers laughing way too loud, trying to drink life's troubles down. Everybody there had something to hide, loneliness sitting by their side. Welcome to cheap urban paradise, where broken souls roll loaded as dice. Cheap whiskey burns, but the pain stays cold, and dreams die young before they grow old. We dance, we lie, we laugh all night, pretending young before the ride. But neon heaven comes with a price in cheap bourbon paradise. There was a waitress named Lucille, red lipstick and nerves of steel, single mother, working late, trying hard to outrun fate. Then he fell for a smile too fast, like poor men always do when lost. They sit outside near closing time, sharing cigarettes and quiet nights. Lucille said, boy, don't chase the road, those highways leave your spirit broke. Every man who comes through here leaves emptier than the year before. But Danny still believes somehow music could save him from this town. Youth makes promises too easy before life turns sharp and heavy. Some lessons only come with scars, and some truths wait inside bars. Welcome to cheap urban paradise, where broken souls roll loaded dice. Cheap whiskey burns, but the pain stays cold, and dreams die young before they grow old. We dance, we lie, we laugh all night, pretending everything's alright.
rolling dice. Some find love and some find pain. Most just disappear in the rain. And every jukebox song still cries for all those dreams that never survive beneath neon lights and starlit skies in cheap bourbon paradise.
Saturday night, nothing good ever starts after midnight. 1961 in a border town bar, neon glowing off old parked cars. Johnny wore a black press shirt, trying hard to hide his dirt. Across the room stood Evelyn, red lipstick and dangerous grin. Every man turned when she walked in, like trouble wrapped in perfect skin. They met one summer by the county fair, fast love born from smoke-filled air. Cheap motel rooms and stolen time, two wild hearts crossing crooked lines. But lives grow fast where passion lasts, and trust dies slow in places like this. It was a snake bite Saturday night, two sinners tangled in neon light. She kissed like heaven, lied like hell, and both knew each other far too well. Love turned poison little by little, like whiskey poured into a pistol. Nobody wins when the truth don't bite on a snake bite Saturday night. Johnny worked the oil rig south, gone for weeks and back in town. Ever late nights to Riverside, taking lonely men for rides. One late night, two cigarette haze, Johnny saw her with another face, laughing close beside the bar, hands wandering too damn far. He stormed outside with burning blood, hit the rain and mud, then climbed inside his Chevrolet and drove toward her place in rage. But parked outside beneath porch lights was a truck he recognized, belonged to Eddie, his old friend, the kind betrayal you don't mend. Funny thing about cheating hearts, they always break themselves apart. It was a snake bite Saturday night, two sinners tangled in neon light. She kissed like heaven, lied like hell, and both knew each other far too well. Love turned poison little by little, like whiskey poured into a pistol. Nobody wins when the truth don't bite on a snake bite Saturday night. Johnny kicked that front door wide, found his own secrets inside, 'cause Evelyn held a letter tied from a waitress Johnny met last July. Silence hit harder than fists, both drowning in hypocrisy. No angel standing in that room, just two liars facing truth. Evelyn cried, "You did it too." Johnny stared like guilty fools do. Sometimes betrayal ain't black and white, just lonely people ruining life. Outside the thunder rolled, Inside both hearts turned cold. Now every snake bite Saturday night still haunts those old neon lights. Johnny drinks alone downtown. Evelyn left that border town, and old folks still shake their heads saying passion's dangerous unchecked. 'Cause lust burns fast but trust burns bright, and once it dies there ain't no light.
Tulsa after midnight, where every smile hides something. Nike 57 by the edge of town, dance all glowing while the sun went down. Smoke curled slow through neon beams, country band playing broken dreams. She walked in wearing velvet black, every eye turning when she passed. High heels tapping hardwood floors like trouble knocking at closed doors. At the bar stood a restless man, callous hands and a wedding band. Whiskey glass and tired eye, trying hard to outrun life. They met beneath a jukebox song, two lonely hearts already doing wrong. One chasing love, one chasing escape, both pretending it was fate. Some people don't fall into sin, they slowly drift there little by little. Motel, some moonshine queen, sweetest lie I've ever seen. Dancing slow with poison grace while guilt burned underneath the face. Cheap fatigue on cigarette light, two shadows hiding from real life. But betrayal tastes sharp and clean when you love a Tulsa moonshine queen. Saturday nights became routine, motel rooms in secrecy, radio low, curtains drawn, leaving before the break of dawn. But lies grow heavy after time, like wet clothes hanging on a line. Every phone call felt too long, every silence screamed something wrong. At home stood photographs and rings, promises and ordinary things. The kind of love built patiently, not midnight lust and fantasy. Still they kept crossing county lines, feeding hunger they couldn't hide. 'Cause forbidden love burns bright at first, before it finally turns to curse. Desire speaks loud when hearts grow weak, but truth waits quietly underneath. Oh, Tulsa moonshine queen, sweetest lie I've ever seen. Dancing slow with poison grace while guilt burned underneath the base. Cheap perfume and cigarette light, two shadows hiding from real life. But betrayal tastes sharp and clean when you love a Tulsa moonshine queen. One cold night the storm rolled in, thunder shaking window frames. No screaming fight, no flying fist, just two people sick of this. A trembling voice finally said, we became the thing we once hated. And silence filled the motel room like smoke after a burned out fuse. 'Cause cheating don't just break a heart, it slowly tears your soul apart, till mirrors start becoming hard, and every kiss leaves deeper scars. Now the Tulsa moonshine queen lies somewhere inside memory, like an old song played too late. Beautiful but filled with shame. And sometimes when the jukebox cries, two strangers still avoid their eyes, know some flames burn too mean to survive beyond the neon scene.
Chrome shines bright, but nothing stays young. Well, Nine to 55 on a California strip. Saturday crowds are moving hips. Hot rods lying beneath neon signs. Engines roaring through the summer night. Leather jackets, slick back hair. Rock and roll floating through the air. Young boys racing for cheap fame. Young girls chasing dangerous names. At the diner near the gas station lights, two strangers locked eyes at night. One carried dreams bigger than town. One just wanted not to feel tied down. Milkshakes, cigarettes, radio songs, the kind of love that burns too strong. Fast kisses in a park coupe, like forever was something youth could choose. But hearts move faster than the scenes. Freedom ain't always what it seems. Hot rods and heartbreaks, burning tires and mistakes. You drove too fast through younger days. Now all that's left are memories of flames. Chrome fades, promises rust. Yeah, love breaks when built on lust. And every highway eventually bends from hot rods and heartbreaks. Every Friday became the same. Street races under pouring rain. The crowd would scream while engines cried, like nobody there was scared to die. But late night freedom has a cost, especially when direction's lost. One wanted roots, a steady home. One still loved the open road. Arguments inside parked cars, sharp words thrown beneath the stars. One packed bags by autumn cold. One kept driving aimlessly alone. Then one midnight outside town, red police lights came flashing down. Twisted steel beside the lane, in silence louder than the rain. Funny how life slows everything. The second tragedy enters the scene. Hot rods and heartbreaks, burning tires and mistakes. We drove too fast through younger days. Now all that's left are memories and flames. Chrome fades, promises rust. And love breaks when built on lust. And every highway eventually bends from hot rods and heartbreaks. Years later at an old repair shop, an old jukebox still played non-stop while faded photographs remained of young faces untouched by pain. Sometimes love ain't built to last. Sometimes people outgrow the past. And some roads only teach one thing: fast living don't mean freedom. Still it's hot rods and heartbreak. Ghosts of youth we can't replace. Old engines humming through the dark like echoes trapped inside the heart. And somewhere under neon lights, young lovers still believe tonight that they can outrun consequence with hot rods and heartbreaks. Saturday night, everybody came looking for trouble. Steady 59 in a smoke-filled club, downtown buzzing after dark. High heels tapping whiskey floors while jukebox records spun once more. Men in suits with greasy smiles, factory boys gone wild for a while. Women laughing through cigarette haze, trying to survive their own lonely ways. Near the stage beneath red light, a woman danced like dynamite. Velvet dress and lipstick red with heartbreak written in every step. Across the room stood a restless soul, leather jacket, heart turned cold, watching closely from the bar like some already carrying scars. Some nights aren't made for love, they're made for people trying to forget themselves. Velvet lipstick riot, kisses turning into violence, sweet lies underneath the neon skies, two broken hearts in disguise, cheap romance and motel lights, loneliness dressed up tonight. Everybody burns when desire ignites in a velvet lipstick riot. One slow dance became all night, whiskey breath and dim headlights, driving nowhere through empty streets, trying to outrun old memories. Inside a rundown motel room, the silence arrived far too soon, because lust fades after midnight and truth appears under harsh light. One Harry bruises no one saw, the other hid behind anger and alcohol, both pretending they were free while drowning in misery secretly. Then sharp words cut through the smoke, past wounds finally broke, ashtrays shattered against the wall like two souls beginning to fall. Pain speaks loudest when pride gets drunk and wounded people wound everyone. Velvet lipstick riot, kisses turning into violence, sweet lies underneath neon skies, two broken hearts in disguise, cheap romance and motel lights, loneliness dressed up tonight. Everybody burns when desire ignites in a velvet lipstick riot. Rain poured hard by 3:30, street lights blurred like bad memories. One voice trembling finally said, we became what we were running from. No heroes standing in that room, just two people consumed by rage, regret, and empty thrills, the kind that slowly kills. Because broken hearts don't need knives to ruin perfectly good lives. Sometimes all it takes is pain left untreated for too many days. Now the velvet lipstick riot still echoes through the silence, old jukebox songs and shattered trust, ghosts of love turned into dust, and somewhere underneath city lights another pair starts the same tonight, thinking passion alone survives a velvet lipstick riot.
Last call, but nobody wanted the night to end. 1960 in a roadside bar, neon glowing beside parked cars. Smoke drifted slow across the room while an old band played along the tune. factorymen with loosened ties, waitresses hiding tired eyes, Saturday hearts trying to pretend Monday morning would never come again. Near the jukebox by the wall, two strangers shared a silent pause. One wore sorrow like a coat, one carried secrets never spoke. A slow song started soft and low, and without a word they crossed the floor. Hands met carefully at first, like both had already been hurt. Some people dance for love, some just dance to feel less alone. One more dance before dawn, before the magic's dead and gone, before reality comes crashing through, takes the night away from you. Hold me close beneath these lights, like lonely souls do sometimes. 'Cause when the morning sky moves on, we'll just be strangers once again. Cheap whiskey sat beside the stage, along with cigarettes and broken days. Outside the rain hit Main Street hard, inside they swayed through old scars. No promises were spoken there, no future hanging in the air. Just two tired hearts finding peace, borrowed moments, bittersweet. One had a ring mark on the hand, the other carried photographs. Both knew life had changed their course long before this dance began. Still for a while the world stood still. No unpaid bills, no silent guilt, just jukebox blues and fading light, holding off the truth tonight. Sometimes healing isn't forever, sometimes it's only one small moment. One more dance before dawn, before the magic's dead and gone, before reality comes crashing through and takes the night away from you. Hold me close beneath these lights, like lonely souls do sometimes. 'Cause when the morning sky moves on, we'll just be strangers once again. At closing time, the band played slow, chairs turned upside down in rows. The bartender killed the neon sign, and silence filled the space between their eyes. A card voice finally confessed, I forgot what it felt like to breathe. Then a tired smile answered back, maybe we all just need somebody sometime. No kisses came, no dramatic goodbye, just two people beneath pale sunrise, walking mindset, directions home, a little less broken than before. One more dance before dawn, that's all this night was built upon. Not every love is meant to stay, some just help you through the pain, and somewhere
9058 by the interstate, all night down to past the freight train. Neon flickered red and blue, like tired hearts passing through. Truckers coughing, cigarette smoke, waitresses laughing at worn out jokes. Coffee cups and restless eyes, everybody hiding something inside. At the counter near the radio hum, sat a drifter with a busted thumb. Leather jacket, guitar case, looking like life lost a race. Across the room by booth 16 sat another soul chasing dreams. Lipstick faded, heels in hand, trying hard just to still stand. Some people meet by pure chance, some meet because loneliness demands it. Black coffee, rock and roll, keeping tight hearts in control. Bitter nights and jukebox songs for people who don't know where they belong. Cheap caffeine and worn out souls trying to patch invisible holes, 'cause life moves fast and truth takes toll on black coffee, rock and roll. Outside rain soaked the avenue, inside the jukebox played old blues. The drifter asked, mind if I sit? The other shrugged, go ahead. Conversation came slow at first, like strangers scared of making things worse. Talked about towns they left behind and dreams that disappeared with time. One chased music coast to coast, one left home feeling like a ghost. Both learned somewhere down the line, freedom can become another life. At 3 a.m. beneath the light, the waitress poured another round of bloody sandwiches. Everybody here's running from something. The older you get, the more you know. People wear smiles like stage clothes. Black coffee, rock and roll, keeping tight hearts in control. Bitter nights and jukebox songs for people who don't know where they belong. Cheap caffeine and worn out souls trying to patch invisible holes, 'cause life moves fast and truth takes toll on black coffee, rock and roll. Morning slowly touched the sky, freight train screamed their last goodbye. The drifter grabbed the guitar case, the other finally smiled again. No romance born beneath that roof, just two people sharing truth. Sometimes that's enough to survive another hard American night, 'cause not every story ends with forever a perfect plans. Some just leave behind a song and the strength to keep moving on. Still it's black coffee, rock and roll for the broken and the beautiful, for every soul too tired to fight but still alive by sunrise, right? Or somewhere down some highway road, another jukebox softly glows for lonely hearts carrying load through black coffee, rock and roll. The fire burned low, like everything else that year.
9601 on the edge of town, winter wind blowing hard around. A rusted train near the wood, barely standing like broken people do. Inside the fire cracks soft and weak, orange shadows on tired cheeks. Two old friends sat facing flames, trying not to speak certain names. One came back from a factory strike, hands cut up from too many nights. The other drifted town to town, playing bars that shut down now. On the floor beside worn out boots lay empty bottles and unpaid dues, along with photographs turned face down like memories too heavy hanging around. Funny how silence grows loud with age, especially when regret enters the room. Firelight and empty bottles, that's what's left when hope gets hollow. Smoke in the air and ghosts in the mind, trying hard to leave the past behind. Old songs playing soft and slow, for hearts too tired to let things go. Life burns fast and leaves you cold, with firelight and empty bottles. The radio whispered country blues while freezing rain hit the roof. One finally spoke through cigarette haze. You ever wonder where the good years went? A tired laugh filled the room like truth arriving far too soon. 'Cause both remember the younger nights, fast cars, cheap bars, and foolish pride. One lost love to endless work, one buried dreams beneath the dirt. And somewhere between youth and pain, life quietly erased their name. Outside the dark woods stood still, inside the bourbon slowly killed. Not bodies yet, just little parts, two men carrying damaged hearts. Most people don't collapse at once, they slowly wear away over time. Firelight and empty bottles, that's what's left when hope gets hollow. Smoke in the air and ghosts in the mind, trying hard to leave the past behind. Old songs playing soft and slow, for hearts too tired to let things go. Life burns fast and leaves you cold, with firelight and empty bottles. Near dawn the fire finally died, ashes glowing faint like fading lights. Then one voice quietly confessed, I spent my whole life chasing things that never really mattered. No dramatic tears arrived, just the weight of honest hindsight. 'Cause growing older teaches things the older man can own everything and still have nothing worth hope on. Now it's firelight and empty bottles, two old souls growing thoughtful and listen to the cold wind blow through cracks life carved years ago. And somewhere beneath all the pain still burns a tiny human flame, refusing somehow to fully fold beside firelight and empty bottles.
Highway line. Some memories never stay buried.
T-59, heading west tonight. Tail lights glowing beneath pale sky. Old Chevrolet humming low, radio playing soft rock and roll. Suitcases tied with fraying rope, coffee stains and cigarette smoke. Young parents chasing a better town with two small kids sleeping in the backseat now. Gas stations lit by buzzing signs, motels frozen somewhere in time. Every mile felt full of hope, like maybe life could finally change course. In the back seat beneath wool blankets, little voices laugh through the darkness, talking dreams no grown folks hear, simple things before the world gets severe. Children believe roads lead somewhere bright before life teaches otherwise. Echoes from the backseat still follow me down these streets. Tiny voices lost in time, somewhere between youth and faded headlights. Old highways and broken plans, sand slipping through tired hands, and every memory cuts deep like echoes from the backseat. Years rolled hard through factory smoke, bills piled high, dreams went broke. The father worked till hands turned stone, mother cried when left alone. The children grew like seasons do, fast enough to shock the truth. One joined the army, one moved south, both carrying silence around their mouths. Now the old man drives alone at night, past diners glowing tired white, listening to static on an AM waves, trying hard not to drown in yesterday. Then at a red light near Route 5, a laugh suddenly crossed his mind. Those little voices from years before asking, are we they anymore? Funny how the smallest sounds remain long after everything else has changed. Echoes from the backseat still follow me down these streets. Tiny voices lost in time, somewhere between youth and faded headlights. Old highways and broken plans, sand slipping through tired hands, and every memory cuts deep like echoes from the backseat. He pulled over near an old rest stop where weeds now swallowed the parking lot. Sat alone beneath cold stars, thinking how quickly people drift apart. 'Cause life don't break hearts all at once, it slowly steals the living months, till one day all you really own are faded voices inside your soul. And somewhere deep beneath regret still lives the father he once meant to be. Not perfect, just less absent, less tired, less lost in survive. Now those echoes mean more than any dream to me. Tiny voices through the dark, still keeping rhythm with my heart. And every road eventually ends, but memories ride till the bitter end, like old songs carried by the wind. Echoes from the back